Hi, today I will review a BFS reel that is called SoloKing Acura Pro. And this reel has plenty similarities to one of the most popular BFS budget reels, that's the Tsurinoya Dark Wolf Ultra. But again, this one has everything improved what was wrong with this one, and there is more. So this SoloKing is about 40% cheaper at the moment. And in my opinion, this makes this SoloKing the best budget BFS reel as of 2023. Stick around to find out more. So here it is, SoloKing Acura Pro. But before talking about the reel itself, let me quickly talk about the packaging this reel comes into. So that's the box, and you will notice that the box is kind of a very high quality. Probably thickness of the walls will be, I don't know, 3 to 4 millimeters thick, so it feels almost like a wooden box. Insane. And also it has kind of like a foam lining here at the top section, and then some paperwork. And also in here I have extra spool because I went for a version with 2 spools. This one is the deeper one. Okay, and that's the foam kind of shaped to slot the reel into. So all in all, very luxurious packaging for budget reel. Okay, that's the reel itself, and I guess let's start by looking at the finish of the reel itself. So it's very shiny, it's silvery, and really there are only 3 colors used for this reel. So this silvery, shiny silver, if that's a word, silvery silver, like very silvery, very reflective. Then black, obviously, handle, knobs, drag adjuster, this trim, line guide, this knob, brake adjuster. That's about it. And the third color is, I do not even know how to describe it. It's not kind of brown, it's not red. If you know how I would call this color, let me know in the comments below. In general though, the reel does not look bad at all. It reminds me of a Daiwa Alphas SV-TW. Very, very similar. Just black and silver. When it comes to materials used for this reel, they are as follows. So, mainframe is made out of carbon. Then they are claiming that this side plate is made out of carbon too. And I kinda like carbon reels a lot, especially in colder conditions. Basically when you are holding the reel, fingers are not falling off because of they are kinda getting frozen. Because metal would be, let's say, very, very cold to touch. Carbon is not, and in my opinion, you know, carbon has all the right properties. It's super strong, it's not cold to touch, it's great. And then we can see that we have carbon handle as well. I believe it's 8 centimeters in length, or 8.5 should I say. Then we have carbon knobs, some painting of fish from both sides, and this shape of knobs is good. I like it. They are comfortable, they are good to grip, they are not cold, so yeah, what's not to like really? Comfortable, good grip, reliable, and so on. Then we have drag adjuster. Not too certain, this might be plastic or metal. Don't think it's carbon. It feels like some kind of nylon or plastic to me. So yeah, those are main materials used for the frame, handle, knobs, and drag star. Now let's quickly compare what has changed from Tsurinoya Dark Wolf Ultra, which I'm using for, I don't know, a couple of years. It's been in the water, in fresh water, plenty of times, and still, as you know, my workhorse still works well, performs well, but again, it had some issues. So I will describe those issues on this particular reel. So one, it had very wobbly spool releaser knob, like very wobbly. That's one issue. Two, brakes weren't very good out of the box. So for that, I needed to add extra magnets to make the reel kinda a little bit more useful. Three, this reel uses long shaft spool, and this one uses short one. We'll come to that a little bit later, but this will make kinda this reel to cast or perform a little bit worse than this one, because the weight of the spool will be less on this one. And possibly last kinda issue or improvement that they did on this one was the line guide. Basically, this has kinda round line guide. Yes, it's tapered, so smaller from this side and larger from this side. But on this one, kinda the line guide or roller is kinda of a egg shape, if you will, meaning better performance, a little bit further casts too. I hope you can see that shape, what I'm talking about. Maybe in here you'll be able to see better. And the last improvement, or improvement number 4, will be drag clicker. Basically in here, drag clicker, even though it works fine, it's not as refined. It does not feel as good, even though it just performs functionally just fine. But in here, it's way more refined. It feels actually more like diver, fancy drag clickers like on GECA and so on. Kind of very smooth, a little bit louder, and just feels way better. So yeah, I do not want to make this video kind of comparison one-to-one. Obviously that's a newer reel based on this one. But yeah, they improved everything they could, and at least visually. And yeah, let's have a closer look now at all the details. So let's look for the wobbles first. When it comes to moving parts, I have mentioned about the spool releaser knob already, so no movement here whatsoever. Nice and tight in both positions. Perfect. Then let's have a look at the knobs, I guess. I'll make sure that I'm grabbing onto the handle tight. Actually, this is perfect, like no play whatsoever, like way better than any Diver or Shimano. This is ridiculous, and still it spins well. Good job on this knob, and another one. Same deal, like no movement whatsoever, still spins well. Very good job here. Then another thing I want to test out, just for the kind of movement of the main gears when I'm messing about with the handle. So for now I'll be looking for wobble or loose bay when I'm kind of trying to rotate the handle, but I'm holding the spool. Okay, let's go. No, it's solid, guys. That is impressive. And now another thing I want to look for is movement in and out, because some reels will have this problem. Again, it's not a big deal, but let's just look for it. There is a little bit of movement. It's not excessive. It's not excessive at all. But there is a slight one. So yeah, all in all, very good news, guys. Very tight reel. Now I guess let's listen for some clicking parts. So first of all, let's listen for that drag clicker. So I'll grab onto the spool. feels good. It feels very, very refined, very nice sound. I like it. Then drag adjuster. It has clicks, nice positive clicks. Then spool tension knob. It has no clicks, it's silent. And brake adjuster, wheel or knob, it has some clicks too. Have a listen. Positive and loud, and quite difficult to turn as well. I like this design, it's good. And it goes from 0 to 5. Yeah. And when it comes to the brake itself, okay, now we're on 0. It's about 4 to 5 seconds, and now let's go all the way up. Oh yeah, difference is good, about 1 second of that. So yeah, brake should be okay, as far as I can tell. And when it comes to the smoothness, when I'm turning the handle, it feels very, very light, like almost hollow feeling, very, very smooth. Power transmission is awesome, as you can see. So yeah, it seems to me that internals, when it comes to main gears, will be the same as Tsurinoya. And this is very, very good news, guys. Because as I'm saying, this reel been abused by me and still it performs okay. And also I'll mention whilst I have both reels in my post, that frames more or less will be the same. So size-wise they will be the same. At least I can't see any kind of difference in size. Yes, there will be some differences kind of in design lines, but that's about it. The reel should feel in your hands exactly the same, this one. Again, and that's good news, because this Tsurinoya is very, very comfortable reel to fish with. I like it a lot. Yet another improvement they have made, they're saying that they put in or replaced kind of regular bearings with saltwater resistant bearings. Not all of them, but some of them within this reel. And again, this is good news. Okay, now let's get inside of this reel. To get inside, you have to flip the switch. And then twist the side plate and just take it off. Boom. We are in. So you will notice that the braking system here is basic or static brakes. And in my opinion, this is good news, especially for you trout anglers out there, because this will allow you to perform short and accurate casts easier than any dynamic or most dynamic systems out there. So yeah, simple, reliable, tested, and just good decision to stop messing about with fancy systems without performing a lot of tests and placing something that is very simple to implement. And yeah, good decision in my opinion, but obviously I will have to test it out just to see how well it works. But so far, first impressions are good. And then the spool itself, as you can see, short shaft. Actually, let me grab that Tsurinoya. So as you can see, spool diameters will be, or sizes will be more or less the same, maybe identical, but difference is that this Tsurinoya has long shaft. And obviously the spool, because of that, will be heavier. And also you will notice that braking systems are different too. Dynamic brakes that needed extra magnets to be added on, and static brakes, simple and reliable. I guess since I have spool out, I can take a weight of it really quickly. So it feels very light. Is it under 6 grams? Oh yeah, baby. 5.5. This is insane. And let's quickly take a weight of that other spool. That's a 7.2. So a little bit heavier spool, maybe for heavier line. More line it can accommodate on it as well. So yeah, very good job. So I'm certain that with this spool, like to cast 2 grams, it won't be any problems at all. And by this I mean to cast 2 grams in a real situation, not like in a field with no kind of bushes and stuff around. In a real, for example, trout fishing situation where you don't have much room, like quick swing with this one will be, I think 2 grams will be fine. And I want to take the weight of the reel as well, just to see. If I remember correctly, they do advertise it as 136 grams or something. So let's see. It's actually less. 134. It's very, very good news, guys. Bottom line goes like this. In my opinion, this will be one of the best budget BFS reels you can get as of 2023 and 2024 as well. You see, this reel, as I mentioned a few times, has plenty of similarities to Tsurinoya Dark Wolf Ultra BFS, and this reel has been very, very successful, and I tested it a lot. And if you would watch a few of my videos, you would see that I really abused this reel, and it still works, but it had some issues, and this one has all those issues resolved. Therefore, you can buy this reel, and I'm certain that it will last and last and last. And yeah, if you will decide to grab this nicely looking BFS reel, check those links in the description below. But that's it. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.